This is a test of text-to-speech. Can you hear me? Hello. This is a test of text-to-speech. Can you hear me? Hello. This is a test of text-to-speech. Can you hear me? The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. To be or not to be, that is the question. No talking. No face cam. Just building. Building my own Agentic IDE from scratch in one stream. Not a VS Code clone, a lightweight editor where the AI agent is the main event. Hammer and wrench core features I'm shipping tonight. Robot face agent sessions, persistent AI agent with tool use that can read your code, edit it, run commands, and iterate. Multiple sessions like chat threads. Laptop computer integrated terminal agent runs commands, sees errors, fixes code, runs again. You can use it too. Magnifying glass tilted left code explainer, select any code, hit explain, agent breaks it down in the chat panel. Pencil, select rightward arrow, change highlight code, tell the agent what to change, make async, add error handling, it rewrites just the selection. Stopwatch rough stages. Midnight, layout and shell. 0030, terminal. 0050, agent core loop plus tool use. 130, code explainer. 150, select rightward arrow change. 215, polish and deploy. Not a wrapper. The agentic loop, tool definitions, and IDE shell all from zero. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. To be or not to be, that is the question. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Got a project in mind?
What do you want to explore?
What's a skill you'd like to develop?
What kind of problem could we solve?
What idea do you want to bring to life?
Ready to build something awesome today? Got a project in mind?
Alright, so I am now speaking as per the advice of Vedankota Vade 5424. Alright, so I think we can start with the theme, and I'm ready. Okay. So let's go back to our system, and what I'm trying to build here is first of all, this is too crazy and too busy. Okay, so we're gonna simplify based on this look here. So what we're gonna have is we're gonna go into our let's see what we can do here. What we can do is first let's see if our idea pad works. Okay, so we have edit, refine, document.
Agentic IDE and think it's just a chat window bolted onto a text editor. It's not, or at least it shouldn't be. The core idea here is that the agent isn't a sidebar, it's the main character. The code editor is just a canvas. It's lightweight on purpose. I'm using Code Mirror 6, which is tiny, fast. I don't need VS Code level features. I don't need 100 extensions. I just need a place where code lives and where the agent can read it and write to it. The real product is the agent loop. And this is what most people don't understand about tools like Cursor or Windsor Under the hood, there's a loop. The agent receives your message. It thinks about what to do. It picks a tool. It uses that tool. It observes the result, and then it decides what to do next. That loop is everything. That's what makes it agentic. It's not just generating text. It's taking actions in your environment. So tonight I'm building 4 features that I think make an IDE actually useful when you have an agent in the loop. Number one is agent sessions. Think of these like chat threads. Each session has its own context, its own history.
So Vedang, are you still here? Can you hear me? I don't know if you are still there. I'm going to start by, we have this foundation here. So I'm going to clear this. I'm going to make it into something that is a little bit more, I would say, first of all, I would, let's see. The first thing I'm going to work on is, let's keep hearing.
Another where you're debugging something, another where you're just exploring a code base. The agent remembers what happened in each session. This is huge because context is everything. When the agent knows what you've been working on, it makes way better decisions. Number two is the terminal, and this is where it gets interesting. The agent can run commands, not just suggest commands that you can copy and paste. It can actually execute them, see the output, and react to it. So if it writes some code, runs it, and gets an error, it can read that error, go back to the code, fix it, and run it again. That feedback loop is what separates the chatbot from an agent. A chatbot tells you what to do. An agent does it and adjusts. Number three is the code explainer. This one's simple, but people love it. You select any code in the editor, hit explain, and the agent breaks it down in the chat panel. Not just what it does line by line, but why it's written that way, what patterns it uses, what could go wrong. This is incredibly useful when you're working in a code base you didn't write, which let's be honest, is most of the time. And number four is select and change. This is the one that makes people's jaws drop when they see it for the first time. You highlight a block of code. You type a natural language instruction like make this async, or add error handling, or convert this to TypeScript, and the agent rewrites just that selection, not the whole file, just the part you selected. It's like inline editing with natural language, and it feels like magic the first time it works. Now the tech stack, I'm using Next.js with React and TypeScript. Code Mirror 6 for the editor because it's small and modular. Xterm.js for the terminal because it's the standard for web-based terminals. And the Anthropic SDK for the agent because Claude's tools is really clean for this kind of thing. You define your tools as structured objects, the model decides when to use them, and you handle the execution. It's a very natural fit for an agentic loop. The deployment story is also part of why I chose this stack. When this stream is done, I can push this to yourself and have a live URL in about 60 seconds. And that moment when you go from code on your screen to a live app that anyone can try, that's the whole point of vibe coding. Ship it, get it out there, iterate later. What I'm not building tonight is a VS Code replacement.
Okay, so I think what I can do now is, we gotta start from scratch. I think we have to start from scratch. Okay, so I think what we need to focus on right now is we need to focus on so we're building this agentic UI completely from scratch, and I think our tools is needing some sort of So I think what we're needing is, let's do it like that. Let me show you my screen. Okay, so we have this tracker here. All right, so what I would say is, what if we click on refine? I should be able to see the card here. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's see what other tools we have. We could go and try to find the tool called, well, let's capture. Okay, so I don't think we need that bar anymore. Let's say please remove that bar. Okay, all right. This is some great user interface thingy. So when we promote something to a document, what happens here? Let me delete some. So this is the one we're gonna work on. We're the 2D view. We need to edit this idea ability. Let's delete that. Okay, let's delete that. All right, delete that. We need an agent that let us design that. Well, let me refine this. So we refine. I like that refinement screen. I want to see what it looks like. So let's I still need to know. Okay. Okay, we have many tools, and we have some that are only user interface but not yet working. So I'm going to start by being like, this is what I need, and we're going to go from there. Our idea feature is still underrated, so we're gonna work with this in isolation. When we go in our IDE, we're gonna have our idea pad as a first class panel, which will be on the left on a tab next to Explorer, and this will be docked by default. We can collapse the panel, just like for the chat panel, we can collapse it. But when the idea is active, we can see idea details to the right in that viewer screen. So while this is working, we're going to, let's bring our terminal. So what we're going to do is I think this is what we can do. What we can do is we're gonna let the idea work, and we have this. Let's clear. Okay, we're gonna clear this, and we're gonna start a new. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're going to ask some simple questions. The first thing is, first let's see if we have any other project that could work really nice with our idea, and we're going to see if we can have this bots aren't second class. So there's this idea that you have a nickname, the bot can join a channel, because we need like this protocol for agents to talk to each other. And I think I don't know if there is like any feedback, and if you hear any, please let me know. If you hear any, please let me know. If you hear any feedback, please let me know. If you hear any feedback, please let me know. I'm gonna switch to the headphones. Okay. So we have to build the features one by one, you know. Not all of them are going to work like we want, but let's go back to our okay, let's see our chat. We're trying to build, I think what we need is a better permission system. So let's go back here. So we have all of these widgets here that we could do something with it, and we don't want to go too crazy with okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We have the workspace. We're gonna start with the workspace. I think this is the most important part. So let's create a separate screen. Okay. So I think what we need is when we launch the application, we have to rethink our home screen. For now, let's think of workspace. I think the workspace feature will have to be inside of the IDE. So let's move that feature into the IDE, because that's going to be our starting point. It's a workspace. Okay, so we're gonna have this in our in the application. Okay, so this is gonna be the first class, and after that we could have the tracker, but the tracker is how do I say this? It's not, we should be able to move something, there, but we have the raw idea, like, you know, this is a raw idea. I can save it. Okay, so this is a raw idea. Then after I refine it, let's see if I'm refining it with AI. It's gonna take some time to refine. Okay, so there's gonna be a result that's gonna come in here, and after the result, so think of it like the old computer science people who would kind of, okay, so it seems like it was refined, but we have a bug here. So how do I report a bug? Well, I go into the inspector and I say here, right? But it's broken right now, so don't worry about it. Let's have our little application. So this application is the liminal space. It's like a place I get to relax whenever like I have like code starts to become crazy, and you go on that space to feel a bit of I don't know, it's almost like a switch of context, relaxation, and then after, once you finish, once you get a bit of I don't know what you want back, and then what you do is you can simply we come back and go back to the job. Let's refresh our page and let me see. My IDE feature is not working yet. Okay, so The thing is with let's do a bit of research, shall we? Here's a one you haven't seen before. We have a garden. So the garden is like a procedural map I can regenerate. It regenerates on the fly based on some kind of procedural algorithm, and it's can be pretty good. So let's try to accelerate our, you know what we should do? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to create we have this code editor, so that's why I'm not going to write code for that. I am mostly going to mainly do some work. Okay, so the IDE pad should be workspace aware. Okay, so we want to scope. So let's check our new application. Let me check the application now to see what's going on. So now if I go into the IDE, what error do I get? I may have some console errors, and I think we clear our screen. I always lose that to clear the screen, and then I go back to my chat. Broken. Okay, so I'm going to try to dig out another project that I have that actually would complement what I have right now here much better, and to make this I'm going to explore this gallery of ideas. We have release. Release is kind of like out, right? So those are like concepts that are like philosophical, but we have descend. That's one of my favorite. The descend one is my favorite. It's like falling down the sky, you know. And then what else? We have the sift. Sift is like a filter. It filters some particles based on some criteria. We got fuse. It's two things that are coming together. The next one is still. Calm. It's very calm. And then so this is the, then we have the markup. We have another one that are showing these concepts a little better, and this is the kind of workflow. I'll let you see this a while the app is building. And now this is the new IDE. Now I can collapse it. I can go back. I can collapse, I can come back, which is good. But we are not gonna worry about making it pretty. I want to be able to, first of all, let's see. I can explore. Okay, that's good. Well, I want to bring the writer in there too. So I'm gonna go to the ideas. I'm gonna say I actually want to bring the writer in there too. Should I be able to write Markdown? I think that should be a feature. I saved that. Another feature. Another feature is to expose the chat feature. So actually, this is gonna be very important. We have sessions already, but now can you create a page that will basically document and show and code the code of our architecture with some diagrams and some explanation of our kind of the stack. You know, it's sitting on top of the SQLite and also called CLI, but I'm kind of lost. So please. Okay, so now we do that. I'm going to say, can you please read and synthesize all of our ideas, the ones that have not yet been processed, and then implement them. Okay, so now IDE Apache will also have a home screen. We can explore files. Okay. So now, what else do we need? We need the agentic patterns. What are the agentic patterns? The agentic patterns are, we can have our voice. This is one aspect, right, of agentic patterns. I think in the future, people are going to use a lot of voice. Second is the canvas. What does that mean? That means we'll be able to talk to the canvas. We have multi-agents, so agents talking to each other. Humans in the loop. Basically, this is important. This is when there are certain actions. It's better to be there because you approve it, it works, instead of letting the AI do what it's supposed to do until the end, and then now it's broken. I think it would be better if you know, if it was just a little better in that sense. What else do we have? Tool use. This is where the AI can do web search for you, and it can detect things. Okay. Another thing is the flow of the agent. It's kind of like every steps that the agent has taken. So those are the primitive things that we have to be able to visualize. So right, it's doing this. How long it does it? We have the document AI. So what does that mean? It kind of basically, there are certain documents that are very important, so it knows the actions of a context. This is important, right? Like we can right click to explain, to simplify, to rewrite, to translate. And now we also, those are quick actions. Another thing we have is the code assist. Is as we type something, when it sees something that is common, it will show the ghost text. This is another important thing. It's the language. It's being able to support streaming. I'll show you streaming later in a few seconds. We have autocomplete. We have the comment palette. And then we have the explainer. So now how do we put all of these concepts together? That's the challenging part, I think. We want I think what's important to have right now is this is the post LLM, and I think that's a nice kind of visualization I wanted to show you. But this is my landing page. This is the project of kind of being able to have a runner that will be able to work. And I think we also have this old work, but this was too complicated because there are other many tools that are trying to do that, like the vibe coding, and I think I wouldn't want to do vibe coding application right now. I would rather have some hybrid, because if the issue is already solved, I would rather create, this was the initial prototype, but this one is gonna be too complex, so that's why I decided to use another version that is a little bit more we have the searcher, which doesn't work anymore, but one part that's important is this queue here, is having this search queue, and also having so it's be able to, when you're typing a bunch of things really fast, to be able to queue them for you. So I find that important. But now I have to kind of say, you know, if I am building this, well, I am building this application, and it has terminal, and I am on Windows. It's a web app. Can a web app support a terminal that will actually run commands on my home machine? Let's refresh our page, and let us see if we're gonna be able to find another. This is all nice ideas, you know, that we can incorporate, that I can incorporate in the system. But the big challenge now is there's the chat, and I forgot to send you. This is the beautiful chat that I'm going to. This is the part I want to focus on. This is the garden, right? Changelog. Let's see if I can. There's a new version of the app coming. Let's see if I can find another interesting thing to show you. This is the I was thinking of this articles application, so let's see if that works. Cloud, you know, how does it work, how to use. Okay, so let me refresh again, and it's hard because how do we, can you guys tell me where you watching from? This is our design, and honestly let me see. What color should I use for? I think, you know what I'm gonna do? We have this queue. I'm going to basically have a book of work. Okay. I'm going to have a menu called plan. And I'm going to see if that's gonna make a difference. Okay, so now let me check that. Let me say I want to know about the anatomy of an agent and also of those workers. Okay, it's processing it. So now let's see what's gonna happen, and it has found it. Let me say, okay, so this works. So this is, we're gonna focus on this part, okay? The anatomy of cloud CLI. So this part is just for notes. And I think that's what, when you do something in isolation, so we can see it finds it. It can, I'm gonna even show you something. The tree traversals methods and what are the practical utilities of a tree. Okay, we're gonna see something cool. So now when I click on this, I will go and try something here. I'm going to say expand on the topic, and we'll see what happens after the topic has been expanded. And we see that it actually gives us a definition of tree traversal. And I think this is the part that we have that is working really well. So now we have this. I want to basically have another option here. I think would be what is retrieved augmented generation, or RAG. Let's see, I don't know if I said the name properly. It's retrieve, but let's see if I expand on the topic, if it's going to find exactly what I was asking for. Well, it's asking for that. I want to go back into my IDE to see. We have a writer. We can create terminal. I think our writer page needs a better user interface. So I would say it's becoming harder to make changes to this application. So I think we have to do a bit of refactoring to make sure we understand the tools that we have versus the user interface, redundancies, what can be put into their own file, separations of concerns. I think this is going to be, before we add more features, we're gonna spend some time to really rebuild. Okay. So now let's go back to the notes. And this is the definition. Retrieval augmented generation is a technique that enhances large language model by allowing them to fetch. Okay, so what we can do is I think what we can do is if I say, for example, what is a model effective knowledge? So this is what I'm gonna have in this application here. First of all, I'm gonna go and say if I can run this. Okay, I'm going to, if we click on this, let's try web search. Let's try web search to see if it's going to be able to search the web. And I think we should be able to chat with a note, with a note item. Okay, so we have issues with fetching. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rebuild this user interface. Okay, since we're working in everything in isolation, like for example, this is not ready, obviously, and because it's not ready, we have to imagine that this will be tied together. Where is it? Where's the work? So I have this feature called train of thought. The train of thought kind of tells you what you've been working on, so that you don't lose track of things, like your mind. If you switch context, and then you know you can come back to this at any time. Okay, so all of these features are not 100% perfect. So let me go back to the note, and I think what we need is another tool. I think this tool will be more interesting than the others. So let me see if I can find it. Let's go into our concept. Let's see if we can find. So this is the agents that we're gonna have. So far the agents are playing video games. They are not ready to work yet. And okay, so now let's check our, let me play the audio, what is going on, so you can hear what I think what I can do is go into continue, and I can paste something in, and I can change continue. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, can I chat with a note yet? No, I cannot chat with a note yet. I think what I can do is okay, please continue with all the phases. Okay. Let's see if we can go to workspace. Let's go to the proper workspace. Build, project. You see, even for me, it's a little difficult to find the workspace. Okay, here's a tracker. We should clear all of those pending ideas. Like for example, I've refined this, I've refined that, I've refined this. Refine, 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 and refine. So after they're refined, ready, 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 ready. Okay. So now the question is, what happens after these are ready? What do we do here? How do we transform them? Even our Kanban board has some issues. So here's what I propose. I think first of all, I should try to launch this app first to see how it works, and see if I don't have anything that already matches it, so that I don't have to build it, because I have this library that is coming up and coming, and I've been building it little by little, and I want to see if I can open my agent lab. So this is my agent lab. This is another view. I've been kind of refining my user interface. I have a chat that actually works. This one uses Gemini, and let's see. Hello Gemini, can you hear me? Can you talk to me? Let's see if Gemini has issues. Okay, let me see if I have my configuration ready. So these are the agents. I can minimize this. I can go to terminal. Well, this is frozen. Let's see if I start a new terminal, and let's see if the terminal will work. Okay. Okay. At least we have a terminal that is kind of working. Let us see if that terminal is actually. So we have a terminal, right? Let's see if we can ls, and we can actually see stuff. So that's actually progress. That's very good progress, right? I think when it comes to it has a lot of features that are not working. Let's go full screen, and I would want to switch to a light theme. We can actually explore files here, so I could pull some stuff from there because it's interesting. Okay, so settings is not working. So you see, that's the thing with the vibe code. Once you have the surface stuff, it is you have to know how to code, because if you don't, it will be very difficult to make some progress. Like right now, as much as I want to go really fast, but I need to go in the code right now to understand why things are broken. So I'm gonna come back to this project, but for now, let's see if we can refresh our screen to welcome this new idea here, which is, what is a training cutoff? Okay, so remember, I have this rag, mini rag, that is now it can generate title. You see, it generates the title for me automatically. I can click on it. I do not see the chat box yet. I have to rebuild the application and even build it and see what we can take away from it. So again, there's a lot of iterations like this one that are going back and forth, because I think I wouldn't know all the answers to how everything works. So the application is refactoring. Let's see if we can have another version of our runner. And this time, let's actually try this one here. It says, the world's toughest human can do everything AI can do, they just cannot do it at scale. And I do not see how to chat with a note item. Why cannot I chat with a note item? See? Okay, so I cannot chat with a note item. So that means I have to find another way to I'm just gonna say how to run and leave it at that. You know? Just leave it at that. And let it brew. Let's go back to the application. Let me see if so now let's see if we can chat with a note. Because remember, the term IDE just means integrated development environment. Okay. So, but you can have a development environment. So we should see content, chat, and PRD. Okay. Okay, there's the chat box. So now define the terms here. Let's see if we get something. Let's see if we actually can get something here. That means we are in business. So we can chat. And what is the raw? See? So now I want to ask what would the modern IDE look like? Okay, and I can enter. Okay, press enter. See if I can save it. But this is very good progress. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. I will come back again to show more about my process, but I'm glad that you're watching with me this progress. And People say it's boring because, you know, it's not exciting. A lot of development is just poking around at things. And I'm trying to do it the non-traditional way for some reason. I'm trying to, how I call it, brute force LLM assisted software development. And it's not working. npm start. Cannot get home. Well, that's definitely a 404. Well, now good. Now have notes, chat, and category. What is missing? Okay, let's go to our application. I'm going to write a new article. I'm going to say I guess iterative development. Sometimes the idea is flat like a sheet or deflated. I don't know. Is to inflate. Okay, so we have our agentic design system that I've been creating. I think I go to UI, source, views, agentic view. AI patterns. Okay, so now let's check our system for now for a little bit. This is like a 3D world, you know, or pseudo 3D. You have to go to Jeffrey Bugs, App Tools, Articles. Let's paste this here. And I would say check our .tsx files, and for user interface it's at all.tsx. use that as any questions regarding this? Okay, now I think, okay, we're having some interesting design updates here, and how do I most of the ideas are not going to be valid, but let's try to see if we can find any other fun ideas that we can use to showcase to the public. First, let's go to our dev capture. The capture is the same as the idea, and I think this is the most important part that we don't have yet, and I have to put that in. Take some time to read that, and so I would say I think that's where I'm at. So over time, this is the result so far. Nothing too exciting really, but it has a lot of potential, and I think the potential will lie in really making it where we can always go back to the code at any time, but that the code is not the superstar. I think the, I was expecting more like it tries see if it's busy, automatically starts at another port. I think let's try with the notes. We're going to see if that works, and let's see if that's going to relaunch it. We have this low plant, slow whatever, and this is gonna go in 8080. I think we should. Okay, so we've put our new design system in the Notes app, and let's see if I can close that. Okay, so what does this need? When I click, okay, the digital operating model. But what does that mean, the digital operating model? The digital operating model is like for companies, you know, it's not for human individuals. So like, let's expand on the topic. So I think you know, now our note expanded view, it's hard to read. I think we should have the content tab needs to have some columns, some bento boxes to organize our notes better. The modal could be bigger too. Now I can chat, I can say, can you tell me about how a business would work in 2026 that is trying to go AI native? Okay, so I think those companies have given us their an engine, but we use the engine to do whatever else we want. So now this is what we get. We have okay. And now I could say that I could go and say that if I go in my npm start and we have something that is running, if it finds that it is broken, it's okay. Okay, so now let's see if we start it. If we start, you know, the iterations come. Okay, so now let's look at the anatomy of a chat, you know. So the Claude CLI, you know, every time you type a message into Claude Code, you get a sequence of events. The input is packaged into a message object that's appended to the full conversation history. So, you know, this is that beautiful little user interface we have. Look at how pretty. And I think the user interface that we're gonna have is gonna be so much nicer. And I just have to focus on right. So it's the loop, and 4 phases repeat until stop, reason, enter is received. Each phase corresponds to a distinct part of the conversation. There's the message, there's the reasoning of Claude, the local execution, and the result feeding back. So the loop is actually a natural consequence of how so it kind of, I think we can make the fonts brighter. I would say for any dark fonts, why don't we make them brighter? The text would be brighter, like the anatomy, the stack, the loop, the monitor, all of them should have a brighter white. I know, you know, we have the architecture of the message. So this is how I have designed this little, with the help of Claude, to have this nice user interface. We have the layers. We have fixed size buffer, checkpoints, and then permissions, persistence, okay, permissions here, persistence of the session, and I think this is actually kind of cool. Stateless API and the integration. So when I go to the agent stack, I have everything I need here, and this is a loop. Reasons, the pause, return, go to the input, reason, and we have this monitor. The monitor is going to be important, and I think that's really what we have for our pavilion. And this is the showcase for this one. Well, we'll revisit that another time. I think now this is a wonderful job of Cloud CLI chat. So I think I can bring that into some other files. So tomorrow I'm going to expand on the idea. You know, sorry if I know we want really fast iterations and things are looking pretty, but sometimes it's a lot of thinking. And this is our nice project. And thank you for watching. I had fun. Until next time, okay?